On New Year's Day, near the Laurentian Divide, we set a fire on a lake as truth. Things we can know for certain. Wood, heat, ice, flame, steam, water, and fish, which the youth address, skewering light sucker minnows, lowering them through ice to list and fin and circle slowly in cold silence. We are a semicircle of drab, matted clothing, watching embers work downward, a dark wood matrix sinking, pulling our minds toward the properties of water.
Crossings is an art gallery, an art center, a concert venue, and we do camps all summer long, and just a community center focused on the arts. So the Poet-Artist Collaboration is in its 14th year this year. It is a way for artists to create artwork that is based off of and inspired by poetry. Poets will send in their poems. We get 200 or 300 poems every year, and then jurors will go through the poems and select 26 of them. And then artists who have sent us samples of their work are juried in by other jurors. And each artist chooses one poem, and it's first come, first serve. And then they will create their artwork based off of the poem they choose. So Justin has been participating for the past, I think, 3 years now. He does have a very outdoorsy view and a very Minnesotan kind of a view, I think, but also a very thoughtful and well-educated kind of look at the natural world. His poem this year, of course, is based on ice fishing with his family and friends.
I like to think that, it's something that I came into, not something that I sought out. I think it starts with my kind of DNA, my genetics. I have this urge to record things. Plus, I really enjoy reading it. I really enjoy the discipline. There's some suspense kind of for the participants because they don't send out any notifications saying Greg Finnegan chose your poem. Each of the last 3 years I've just met the person and seen the art on the day of the gathering. So no, you don't really work with the person at all. So that's kind of neat when you get to meet and see the piece and see the artist and meet him, talk with him a little bit.
And then Greg is a great artist. We really are so fortunate to have so much local talent, I think, in Southeast Minnesota, and Crossings is really a celebration of that, and Greg is a very good example of that. And one of the things that I really love about Greg's art this year is that, and this happens not infrequently, the artists will create more than one painting, or more than one piece for the poem until they feel like they get it just right.
I've done the Poet-Artist Collaboration a couple of times in the past. What I do is I print out the poems and I go through them quickly, kind of scan them all and kind of mark the ones that I thought are most interesting. And then I go back through and read those completely and maybe do a little sketch or make some notes about a possible painting I could do. And half of the poems had already been chosen, including several I'd picked. So I looked through the ones that remained and I picked the one that Justin had done. His poem was about ice fishing, and I'd done some ice fishing in the past and I had some reference pictures, and I thought, oh, I could do an interesting landscape of ice fishing and those little houses out scattered across the lake, and I thought that would be interesting. You get the cold beauty of the wind blowing across the ice, and it's just kind of whiteout conditions sometimes, and the shore disappears, and there you sit, and you could be, at the North Pole for all you know.
Well, again, I think this is a great example of how Crossings builds community through the arts, is by having this special evening and this special way for people to come and access poetry who wouldn't normally find it in the rest of their lives. And the art that is connected with it, I think, can give an inlet into the words, maybe for people who don't find it as easy to read poetry or who feel intimidated by reading poetry. To have somebody else maybe help them interpret it visually can be a way to understand the poetry better, or vice versa, if they are more of a words person, to get to understand the art better because they see the words with it. But also just that idea of everybody gathering together and saying, you know, let's have a night where we share all this together and meet each other is just, again, another way to build that community.
And the boys holler at a flag. "Come on, little men," says one. Hand over hand, all feeling a hook set and a tightness, a joining, flesh to flesh, air and water through ice. The wolf of the water is laid low. We return to our altar, acolytes of sorts, as the cold comes to the pike, each head to tail writhing slower, shorter, until its own water goes to ice.